In this video you will learn how to use filters to change the way that variables are interpreted. So filters allow variables to be processed before using them in Ansible. So you have the variable is treated with the filter, and after applying the filter to the variable, that is what you are going to work with. And I'm explaining it that way to make sure you understand that filters do not change the value of a variable. They only change how the variable is being used. In order to use a filter, you put the variable between curly braces as normal. You use a pipe, and behind the pipe you identify which filter is going to be used. I have two examples, and I think we should just check out these examples before continuing. So the examples are in the filters subdirectory in the Git repository. And to start with, I will show you int filter.yaml. So what do we see? We see a simple playbook which is running a variable prompt, and the variable prompt is prompting for a variable. Let me use private no, so that we can actually see the text that the user is entering. Then within that playbook, the assert module is used, and the assertion is taking two assertions, so both of them must be true. And in the assertion we have file size pipe int. So file size pipe int means that file size is going to be interpreted as an integer. And here also file size pipe int means that file size must be interpreted as an integer. And you know what? Let me clean this up a little bit, and let me remove the part about the filters, so that you can see that there is a reason why this filter is actually being used. So I'm going to run Ansible playbook int filter, and I'm providing a valid value like 50, and oh, there we go, and I am getting unexpected templating type error, smaller than equals, not supported between instances of string and integer. That is why we need to filter. The default interpretation of this variable is wrong. So I need file size pipe integer, and just to make sure that it is behaving the right way in the when statement, I'm putting the variable including the filter all between braces. So there we go, and if you run it again this time, I am typing 50, then we can see that the file size is good and that is working out all right. We don't really care too much about the error message. That is out of scope. That is not what this playbook is about. Trying to create a file in the root directory without privilege escalation, that's not working. Who cares? It's the filter that we care about. I have another example, which is storage filter. And in storage filter, we can see it's a little bit more complex. The core of what it is about is right here. So here, in the highlighted line, you can see that setFact is used. And setFact is used to define a new fact with the name VG size. And in order to define this fact, it is looking at the Ansible fact. This is the Ansible fact. The Ansible fact is printing the size of a volume group in gigabytes. But unfortunately, by default, that size is printed as a string as well. This is a string value. And in order to do greater than or smaller than operations, we need it to be an integer value. Notice that it's not really necessary to do the pipe int here, but I like having it here, so because it makes it clearer what is happening. It is required though to use it in a when statement, because there you really need VG size to be interpreted the right way to do whatever needs to be done. I'm not going to run this one because this playbook requires a lot of dependencies. I just wanted to show you two use cases of filters in action. Let's go check out some more information about filters in the slide. So here I would like to explore some common filters. We have mandatory. Mandatory has the play fail if the variable does not have a value. So myvar pipe mandatory. If you have not defined myvar, playbook execution will fail. Default will set a variable without value to a default value. It's a little bit more elegant than mandatory. You can add the optional true to also set the variable if it has an empty string or a boolean false as its value. So we have my var pipe default, my value, comma true. So that is how you can make sure that default values are signed. Capitalize is what you can use to capitalize a string. If for whatever reason you need uppercase, use capitalize. Int is what we have seen. Int will convert a variable to an integer. Float converts a variable to a float. And then we have the plus and the minus and the slash and the multiplier, which performs basic calculations. That's an interesting one. Here you see in the example VG size pipe int -1. So it takes the current value, the current integer value of VG size, and it subtracts it by 1. Then there's union. Union creates a single list that is based on multiple input lists. There is random, which extracts a random element from a list. So we have A, B, C, D, or A, B, C pipe random. You will just get either an A or a B or a C. Sort will sort a list in the appropriate order. So that would be 2, 4, 6, 8 in this case. And there's password hash. Password hash is a little bit more of a complex filter. It will generate a hashed password based on an input string. And that is actually pretty important if you want to create users and you want to provide these users with encrypted passwords. There is also quote. Quote is used to put the command output between quotes so that it can be sanitized. Let's go check out 2 more examples. The examples are in assert filter and in password hash. Let me show you. So here we have assert filter. So what is assert filter doing? This is doing an assertion. The string that we've got is 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 2. First we are doing a sort, then we are doing a unique, and then we make it a list, and we check that it is equal to the string 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little bit of a complex use of filters, as multiple filters are applied, and that's actually what I like about it. So Ansible playbook on assert filter.yaml, and there we go. And yay, all assertions have passed. And that means that the cleanup in this assert filter was happening the right way. Another pretty common filter is password hash. So here we got it. What is this doing? This is creating a user with an encrypted password. So vars prompt is prompting for the password. And this time vars prompt, it's nice to have private set enabled so that nobody can see the password that is actually entered. We create user Sharon, and then debug is using message on passw, and passw is processed by the filter password hash. And this password hash in this case has 2 arguments, SHA-512, which is the password hashing algorithm, and my random salt, which actually is a not so very random salt. You can omit the my random salt, but I thought it's cool to show you my random salt so that we can actually see it in the result. So here I'm using register my pass. So we register the resulting variable in temporary variable my pass. Then I'm using debug to show you what my pass is all about. And we use create the user, which is creating the user with mypass.msg. Apparently mypass.msg, and that's what we will see when we run the debug, mypass.msg contains the crypto string. And the crypto string is exactly what you need if you want to create users with secured passwords. So let's run it. Ansible playbook on password hash.yaml. And there we go, it's prompting for the password. And then, oh, I have a missing sudo password. So missing sudo password, that means that I need to put in a minus uppercase K. So we prompt for it. So there we go. Which password? Well, here is the password. And now it is working out all right. So what do we see? This is a crypto string. The $6 is for the encryption algorithm. My random salt is the random salt, and the remainder of this string is the hash of the encrypted password. And it creates the user with this encrypted password. So this is how you can use a couple of pretty common filters to treat how your variables are dealt with.